The Council of Elders had spoken. Their warning echoed across the galaxy, carried by ancient communication networks, reaching every major empire and minor system alike. They spoke of a force unlike any other, a power that could destroy entire star systems, civilizations, and fleets in an instant. It was not a rumor, not a myth, it was truth, and they feared it with every fiber of their being. Yet most empires dismissed the warning. Some laughed, some called it superstition, others claimed it was propaganda from rival worlds. "This is nonsense," said Admiral Torv of the Zandari Armada. "Legends of the Elders have always been exaggerated. We have nothing to fear from stories." Even the younger species, like the humans, received fragments of the warning. Their scientists were the first to notice strange energy readings in the outer sectors. Unexplained fleet losses were reported quietly, but many dismissed them as accidents or pirate attacks. On Earth, the human leaders held secret meetings. Ambassador Leora Kane stood in front of a holographic map showing the fleet movements and energy anomalies. "We cannot ignore this," she said. "Other species mock us, yes, but the signs are real. Something dangerous is coming, and if we wait for permission or belief, it may be too late." Some human officials shook their heads. "Are we to spend our resources chasing ghost stories? The Elders' warnings are ancient mystical. We have enough problems managing our own space lanes." Leora's eyes narrowed. "This is not superstition. These are patterns, data, and intelligence we can verify. If we prepare now, we may prevent disaster. If we wait, we may not survive." Meanwhile, the galaxy continued as usual. The Zandari Armada conducted maneuvers, the Dreth Consortium expanded trade, and the Vryn colonies focused on mining. The Elders' message was a faint echo, ignored by the majority. On the edges of the galaxy, something stirred. Anomalies appeared in sensor readings. Small fleets vanished without trace. Communication arrays went dark. Those who reported these incidents were dismissed, called paranoid, called fearmongers. Yet humans quietly observed. They built advanced sensors, monitoring stations, and experimental defensive systems in secret. No one knew what they were doing, and that was exactly how they wanted it. Commander Yarrick, an advisor to Ambassador Kane, moved through a human command center, reviewing fleet assignments. "Do you really believe this is the same threat the Elders warned about?" he asked, concern in his voice. Leora looked at him calmly. "I do, and if we do not act, the galaxy will pay the price. It is not a question of belief. It is a question of survival." Back in the galactic core, the Council of Elders watched silently. They had given the final warning, a last chance for the empires to act. And they knew, deep in their hearts, that most would ignore it. Across countless worlds, their message was met with skepticism. "Elders are old and out of touch," a Dreth governor said. "Humans will panic for no reason," sneered a Zandari admiral. No one could see what was coming. No one except those who chose to listen. On Earth, humans prepared. Factories shifted to produce energy weapons, advanced starships, and defensive systems. Scientists experimented with technologies that could detect threats before they arrived. Strategists studied potential scenarios, calculating outcomes and contingencies. The galaxy laughed, thinking humans were overreacting. They did not know that every experiment, every calculation, every silent preparation was bringing humanity closer to a hidden power they could not imagine. And then, reports came in from the farthest colonies. Outposts were destroyed. Entire supply convoys disappeared. Ships returned with hulls melted and crews missing. Alien fleets scrambled to investigate, but the patterns were unpredictable. No weapon, no strategy, no fleet could explain the destruction. Humans did not panic. They continued preparations quietly, mapping enemy movements, analyzing anomalies, strengthening defenses, and waiting for the moment the galaxy would finally take notice. The Elders' warning had been ignored. The major empires laughed at the humans' caution. They believed they were safe. They believed nothing could threaten them. But somewhere beyond the outer rim, in the shadows of empty star systems, a force was rising. A force that would change the balance of the galaxy forever. And humans, who had prepared while others mocked them, would be ready. No one would believe the destruction that was about to follow. No one would expect the humans to unleash it. The galaxy was about to learn a lesson it would never forget. The galaxy moved on as if nothing had happened. Trade routes bustled with ships, fleets patrolled, and colonies mined resources with reckless confidence. No one paid attention to the subtle signs, the small anomalies that hinted at an unseen threat. On the outer rim, entire colonies disappeared without trace. Communication arrays went silent. Supply convoys vanished mid-flight. Reports came in from scattered explorers. Energy fluctuations, ships shredded without any known weapon, fleets disoriented. Most empires shrugged it off, claiming accidents or pirate attacks, but humans noticed. Every anomaly, every disappearance, every unexplained event was recorded, analyzed, and cross-checked. Their scientists worked tirelessly, mapping patterns and predicting possible outcomes. They did not panic. They prepared. Ambassador Leora Kane watched the reports on a vast holographic map. Red dots marked the missing fleets and destroyed colonies. Blue lines indicated human observation points and monitoring stations. The pattern was chilling. Commander Yarrick, pacing beside her, spoke quietly. The destruction is spreading faster than we expected. Other species still ignore it. Do you think they will ever believe? Leora's expression remained calm. They will when they see the consequences. Until then, we continue preparing. Our advantage is that no one expects us to be ready. Humans began building secret fleets. Ships unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Silent, fast, heavily shielded, capable of delivering precise strikes. Weapon systems designed to neutralize threats before they could retaliate. And all of it hidden from the galaxy's sensors. Meanwhile, alien empires scrambled. Reports of missing ships caused confusion and fear, but they underestimated the threat. They focused on their own petty rivalries, their own disputes, failing to notice the real danger approaching from the shadows. Even when fleets were dispatched to investigate the outer rim, they found nothing. Ships returned with tales of ghostly attacks, inexplicable energy discharges, and crew members driven mad by strange phenomena. The empires laughed nervously, assuming humans were overreacting, or imagining threats that did not exist, but humans did not laugh. They understood that preparation and patience were stronger than panic. Every day their fleets grew, their weapon systems improved, and their strategies became sharper. They studied alien fleets, calculating every possible move, anticipating enemy reactions long before they happened. The Council of Elders watched from afar. They had given their final warning, a message that had been ignored by the majority of species. But humans had listened. They had understood. And quietly, they built a hidden power no one suspected. In the quiet of Earth's command centers. Engineers calibrated energy shields, scientists tested experimental weapons, and strategists simulated every possible attack. Human fleets moved in shadow, patrolling space with stealth, monitoring threats without revealing their strength. Every step was deliberate. Every decision calculated. Then came the first direct confrontation. A minor alien scouting fleet approached a distant colony. They expected easy victory. They expected humans to hide or flee, but humans were ready. Without firing a shot, the fleet's movement was blocked. Sensors jammed alien communications. Escape routes were closed silently, invisibly. The alien scouts had no idea what had trapped them. They retreated in confusion, reporting back stories of impossible defenses. Back at the council, whispers grew louder. The humans were not just preparing, they were controlling outcomes before conflict could even begin. And still, the galaxy underestimated them. Most leaders believed humans were lucky, or exaggerating, or bluffing. But humans knew the truth. They had prepared, and they had waited. The outer rim had been reshaped quietly, methodically, without drawing attention. The real threat, the one the elders had warned about, was approaching. And when it arrived, humans would be ready to strike first, but in a way no one expected. The galaxy still laughed. It still ignored the warnings. It still believed humans were powerless, but the first cracks had begun to appear. The silence of preparation was about to turn into a storm of devastation. The galaxy still underestimated the humans. Most species assumed Earth was a minor player, a backwater world, lacking the fleets or technology to influence galactic events. They were wrong. Humans had been preparing silently for years. Their hidden fleets moved through shadow corridors of space, unobserved by alien sensors. Ships were unlike anything the galaxy had seen, sleek, fast, and heavily shielded, capable of striking with pinpoint accuracy. Weapon systems were advanced, designed not for brute force but precision, capable of neutralizing entire fleets before they could react. Commander Yarek stood on the bridge of one such vessel, reviewing deployment maps. "Do you really think they'll believe it when we strike?" he asked, tension in his voice. Ambassador Leora Kane smiled calmly. "They won't believe it," she said. "They never do. And that is our advantage." The first test came on the fringes of known space. A rogue pirate fleet, terrorizing supply lines, believed it could attack without consequence. They approached a small human outpost, expecting easy victory. They did not realize the humans had already anticipated their arrival. Human scouts had tracked their movements for days. Communication jammers blocked their signals. Stealth ships cut off their escape routes. And automated defenses immobilized their fleet silently. When the pirates realized what was happening, it was too late. Their ships were neutralized without a single energy blast fired. The humans had controlled the outcome completely, without revealing the full power of their arsenal. Across the galaxy, rumors began to spread. Some called it luck. Some suspected alien magic. Others whispered about secret weapons the humans were hiding. But the truth was simpler and far more terrifying. Humans did not need to hide weapons because their strategy was their weapon. Preparation, foresight, coordination, and control over information allowed them to strike where and when they chose. Every fleet movement, every defensive system, every tactic had been planned to the finest detail. Even the elders watched, impressed. They had warned the galaxy, yet only humanity had listened and acted. Their fleets were ready, their systems operational, and their strategies unmatched. A second test soon followed. An alien colony near the outer rim rebelled, siding with pirates. The Council expected humans to negotiate cautiously, perhaps retreat under pressure. Instead, humans deployed their hidden forces silently. Ships appeared at strategic points, cutting off supply lines and communications, all without firing a shot. The rebels surrendered quietly, bewildered by the humans' unseen control. Alien analysts scrambled to understand. Where are their weapons? How can they do this? Every calculation failed. Every prediction was wrong. The humans were always 3 moves ahead. On Earth, Leora reviewed reports from the outer rim. "Every fleet we neutralized was a test," she said. "Every surrendered colony is proof that strategy outmatches brute force. And soon, the galaxy will realize we are not just prepared, we are unstoppable. The aliens still assumed humans were minor players. They did not understand that the humans' hidden arsenal was not just technology, it was a philosophy. A belief that preparation, patience, and precise action were stronger than guns or fleets. A belief that control could be achieved without violence until violence became necessary. The elders had warned the galaxy. Most ignored them. Humans had listened. And in the shadows of space, they had built a power no one suspected, a hidden arsenal ready to strike decisively when the time came. The first signs of devastation were only the beginning. The galaxy laughed, unaware that the storm had already been set in motion. When humans finally unleashed their power, no empire, fleet, or species would be able to stop them. And all the while, humans remained calm, silent, patient. Their weapon was hidden, precise, and inevitable. The galaxy had dismissed the warnings. Soon, they would witness the full extent of humanity's hidden arsenal. The galaxy still underestimated humanity. Most species believed that humans were cautious, minor players who could not influence large-scale galactic events. They were wrong. The first strike came silently. Human fleets, hidden in shadow corridors of space, moved into positions around unsuspecting alien armadas. No alarms, no warning signals, no visible aggression. The fleets simply vanished from known sensor grids, leaving aliens confused and vulnerable. Commander Yarek stood on the bridge of the flagship Vigilant, observing alien movements through advanced stealth scanners. "They still think we're weak," he said quietly. "They have no idea what's coming." Ambassador Leora Kane's calm voice echoed over the bridge. "They underestimate us because they do not see our strategy. And that is their greatest mistake." Alien fleets approached a contested star system, intending to secure resources. They assumed humans would flee or negotiate. Instead, human ships appeared in positions that seemed impossible, surrounding enemy formations without being detected until it was too late. Energy barriers cut off escape routes. Communication jammers rendered alien coordination useless, and strategic strikes disabled key vessels silently. Their crews incapacitated before they even understood what had happened. In hours, entire fleets were neutralized without a single full-scale battle. Aliens scrambled to respond, but every move had been anticipated. Every maneuver had been calculated in advance. Humans had turned preparation into a weapon. Across the galaxy, panic spread. News of vanished fleets and destroyed colonies reached the major empires. Whispers grew louder. Humans are not what we thought. They are unstoppable. Despite their fear, humans maintained discipline. No ship fired indiscriminately. No colony was destroyed unnecessarily. Their strikes were precise, deliberate, and effective, demonstrating control over every variable. Reports reached council chambers of entire alien fleets surrendering quietly. Pirates and rogue factions who had mocked humanity were disarmed and reorganized without violence. The galaxy had never seen a species enforce order so decisively, so efficiently, and so calmly. The elders watched in silent approval. Their warnings had been ignored by almost every empire, yet humanity had listened. They had prepared in secret, and now the consequences of ignoring ancient wisdom were becoming painfully clear. Humans demonstrated that devastation did not require blind aggression. It required patience, strategy, and foresight. A single ship could control an entire battlefield. A single fleet could reshape entire sectors. Even the most powerful empires began to realize that no amount of conventional firepower could match human tactics. Every calculation, every prediction, every assumption had failed. Commander Yarek looked at Leora and asked quietly, "When will they understand?" Leora's eyes scanned the holographic map of the galaxy. Lines showing neutralized fleets, surrendered colonies, and secured systems. "They already are," she said softly. "They just don't know it yet. And when they do, it will be too late." As fleets moved forward, systems fell under human control, not through destruction, but through control, influence, and precision. The galaxy realized a terrifying truth. Humans could unleash devastation without needing endless battles, without needing to destroy entire planets, and without ever revealing the full scope of their hidden power. The galaxy had ignored the Elders' last warning. It had mocked humanity's caution. Now it faced the unstoppable consequence, and somewhere in the distance, beyond even the furthest colonies, the true scale of humanity's arsenal remained unseen, waiting for the moment to reveal the final wave of devastation that would forever change the balance of the galaxy. The aftermath was terrifying and absolute. The galaxy, once full of empires confident in their fleets and armies, now trembled at the mere mention of humanity. They had ignored the Elders' warnings, dismissed the humans as weak, and laughed at Earth's cautious preparations. Now they were learning the full extent of their mistake. Entire fleets had vanished. Key colonies had surrendered. Pirate networks were dismantled without a single full-scale battle. All across the stars, survivors whispered tales of humans who could control outcomes without firing a shot, who could strike with precision that no species could predict, and who seemed to anticipate every move before it happened. Ambassador Leora Kane addressed the Council of Elders and remaining representatives of the major empires. Her voice was calm, measured, yet carried the weight of undeniable truth. "You were warned. The Elders spoke, and you did not listen. We did not need to show our full power to prove it. We have acted, and the galaxy has witnessed the results." Murmurs ran through the chamber. Some delegates hung their heads in shame. Others whispered in disbelief, and some pale leaders simply stared, trying to comprehend what they had underestimated. Commander Yarek stood beside Leora, watching reports from across the galaxy. "Do you think they will ever trust humans again?" he asked quietly. Leora's gaze did not waver. "They will remember us," she said. "Not as threats, not as conquerors, but as a force they cannot ignore." Every empire that mocked humanity now knows that strength is not just weapons. It is foresight. It is strategy. It is unity and patience. "The galaxy has learned a lesson," she continued. "Humanity does not strike blindly. Humanity does not need endless fleets to win. Our power is invisible, unstoppable, and precise. Those who forget that will not survive." Across the stars, alien fleets adjusted their positions, some retreating, some strengthening defenses, all realizing that the humans were not just another species, they were a new standard of power. Survivors recounted stories of human interventions, fleets neutralized without firing, rogue colonies brought to order without destruction, pirates surrendered quietly, and wars that might have devastated entire sectors ended without a battle. The galaxy understood something terrifying. Humans did not rely on fear, on overwhelming force, or on intimidation. They relied on control, preparation, and the ability to anticipate every possible outcome. That was their weapon. Even the Elders, ancient and wise, watched in quiet satisfaction. They had feared this moment, hoped it would never come, and yet they knew humanity had fulfilled the warning perfectly. The major empires would never underestimate humans again. Every strategy, every plan, every alliance would now have to account for the species that had mastered the impossible.